Cisco's new Catalyst 9500X high-density campus core switches, including the C9500X 60L4D that we've got here, are designed specifically to make the transition to 25 gig and 50 gig SFP and 100 gig and 400 gig QSFP. And there's a couple big features that are going to make that easier. First, the entire lineup features Cisco's next-gen Silicon One Q200 ASIC. That gives it a switching capacity of up to 12.8 terabits per second in both directions. That's right, full duplex. Second, the 9500X series all use high-performance x86 CPUs for onboard app hosting. That's right, 2 processors. That is why it weighs this much. It's all about density. It's 1U form factor, and front to back or back to front fan design allows for high density switching without hogging precious room in your rack. And one of the ways Cisco did this is with the first ever 3-row port design in a 1 rack unit switch. That is an absolutely wild number of ports. 60 ports of multi-rate 50 gig, 25 gig, and 10 gig SFP56. And then we've got an additional 4 ports of multi-rate 400 gig, 200 gig, 100 gig, or 40 gig QSFP DD. We've got status LEDs for the system, blue beacon, power supply, and fans, as well as a USB Type-C management port. Then over on the other side, built-in RFID. Freaking sick. Just moving around to the back now. Really wasn't exaggerating. It is very heavy, and we'll talk about why in a little bit. First, we've got our easily hot swappable fans. Love that. Clear labels on them indicating that these are front to back fans. So depending on your rack configuration, you might want some different ones. Dual power supplies with full redundancy. So under normal operation, each of these 1500 watt units will operate at half capacity. Then in the event of a failure, one of them will operate at full capacity, and you'll quickly replace the other. Fun fact, by the way, you don't need to use AC power supplies. It supports DC power input as well. Also on the back, we've got our RJ45 management ports, as well as a USB Type A management port for the CPU complex. Now, the really cool stuff is not on the outside. It's on the inside. The Silicon One Q200 at its heart is something Cisco's very proud of. It's their first 7nm ASIC, which means great power consumption and great performance. We're talking IP scales of hundreds of thousands in LAN environments, millions in WAN environments, switching capacity of 8 billion packets per second, and up to 8 gigabytes of high bandwidth memory for deep packet inspection. Absolutely incredible. Cisco also boasts that it features full P4 programmability, which enables feature velocity, and a multi-slice architecture for flexibility and scale. And it's not alone in there. There's an 8-core x86 CPU from Intel with its own 32 gigs of DDR4 memory and up to 960 gigabytes of M.2 storage. That allows on-switch hosting of multiple high-performance applications. Of course, high-performance hardware without security is basically useless. So it features Cisco Trust Anchor technologies for strong mitigations against man-in-the-middle attacks on the software and the firmware, as well as 6 MediaTek 3723 PQs that enable line rate network encryption. It supports IPsec, MACsec, WAN MACsec, and ClearTag 3.0. All of which is designed to make this switch Cisco's leading fixed core and edge services enterprise switching platform, designed with security, IoT, and the cloud in mind. The Catalyst 9500X is ideal for anyone that needs to redefine their campus WAN edge. Man, and that density though.